beauty queens out there. It's another great time with you, and of course, my name is Tosinfayo. I am your host on this show. The show is the Ladies Cards TLC, as I fondly call it all the time. And yes, thank you so much for joining me again on this edition of the Ladies Cards. It is September edition, and I am very happy. I'm super duper happy to welcome you on this edition this month. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming around on this platform to watch this video or to listen to your girl Tosinfayo. And thanks to all my comeback subscribers. Thank you for all the love, for all the care, for all the share, for all the comments, and yes, the encouragement. Anytime you come around, you always encourage me. And thank you so much. If you're joining for the first time, you can hit the subscribe button to be a part of this very show. And yes, notification button is there. You can always hit it as well so that you get notifications anytime I release another video. TLC is a monthly show. I release it every month, and yes, God has been blessing a couple of people. God has been blessing even me through this program. All right, so welcome once again. And yes, do not forget to follow me on all social media platforms. And yes, at Tosinfayo on Instagram, at Tosinfayo, TOSINFAYOR. And yes, it is Oluwatomisin Sugalu Akinriola on Facebook. Okay, so thank you so much. And yes, I can always be proud when I have you around. I can always be encouraged when I see you are coming every month to watch this video, liking it and commenting, even sharing it with your friends. Okay, so welcome again once more. Welcome on this episode of the Ladies Cards here. Okay, so this month we are going to be talking about the creative lady in marriage. A lot of ladies have asked me questions of, okay, is it only the lady that should be working hard so that the marriage will work? Oh no, the men also have things to do. But basically, this program is for ladies. We get to talk to ourselves on how to make sure our marriages work and how to ensure that our home is a heaven. Yes, where there is comfort and peace of mind. Exactly what we are here for. And that is why we always come every month with one or two topics, or with one topic each month, so that we can talk to ourselves and make sure our home is peaceful. Okay, all right, so this month I will not be doing the talking, but I will be having a guest on this show for this month. As I promised you last month that I will be having a guest, I have fulfilled my promise by the help of God. And yes, before the guest comes in, I will need to do a kind of foundation, for the topic we have at hand. Okay, so who is the creative lady? Who is a creative lady? A creative lady is that lady who knows what she's doing, who is always at the top of her game. Yes, who is never slacking in any area. Yes, talk of emotion, she's present. Yes, talk of talk of the kitchen, she's present. Talk of taking care of the children, she's present. Always proactive. Basically, that is what I mean by the creative lady. Okay, so professionally, she's also up and doing. She knows what she's doing. The husband is, yes, proud of her. Yes, the husband can talk about her anywhere. And yes, peace of mind is always present with the husband anytime he calls or sees his wife. Yes, that is who I call the creative lady. But hey, don't let me blow it all up. I need the guest to come in and come and do justice to the topic we have at hand today. Okay, so without further ado, help me, boastfully welcome a friend and sister who is also creative in her own, corner. Like very creative. She is creative. Yes, emotionally she's creative, physically she's creative, mentally she's creative, ministerially she's creative. Yes, she's a minstrel. Yes, if you see her, in case you know her before, you will understand what I'm talking about. And then Lillian Neji. Lillian Neji, welcome into the studio.
All right, thank you so much, Tosin, for having me. I must say, I am super excited to be on this platform. talking about the creative lady. Of course, I am the creative lady, and I'll be glad to be sharing with you what it means to be a creative lady. Now, you ask me, who is a creative lady? I will say to you that a creative lady is that lady who is smart internally and externally. A creative lady is that lady who is smart internally and externally. The literal meaning of creative is simply the use of the imagination or original to create something. The use of imagination, right, or original idea to create something. If you're very familiar with the scriptures, Romans 4 verse 17b, yes, it says, and calleth things which be not as though they were. That is to say, if I have to deduce from that scripture, a creative lady is one whose thinking faculty is active, meaning that that lady is the one who's, each time she's thinking, each time the thoughts comes, it's so active, and not just active, it's productive. It's productive. Again, I can say a creative lady is the one who you can give a lemon and she makes lemonade out of it. I can also say a creative lady is someone who is willing, who has the ability to create something out of nothing. And I must say to you that one of the things that can happen to a lady is when she is able to walk in the scripture, that is Romans 4 verse 17b. The woman or the lady who calleth things that are not as though they were. That's an active lady whose thinking faculty, right, is alive. Okay, so as a lady, why do I have to be creative in my marriage? Let's take it from that angle. Of course, you know that women are seen as a weaker vessel. Yes, they say women are weaker vessels. Women are weaker vessels. But the truth is, take the woman out of the house, take the woman out of the marriage, it's empty. I'm sure you heard that right. Yes. Take the woman out of the marriage, take the woman out of the home. I tell you, that home is empty, that home is boring, that home is like an island. Nothing is happening there. Yet, the woman is described as a weaker vessel. But I tell you, as weak as she is, she's a strong pillar in the home front. So, in my marriage, why do I have to be creative? I need to also say it here that marriage is a hard work. For those of you who don't know, they also call me Dr. Lee. Yes, because I consult in the love clinic. So I understand what it means to say marriage is a hard work. Marriage is not child's play at all, right? So for a woman who wants her marriage to be filled with joy, to be filled with all the beautiful things, that can happen in a home, that woman must be a woman who is creative. So I'm going to be sharing some few things with you. Time will not permit me to spend all of the time. Exhaust every point that I have, but I'm going to share a few things with you. A creative woman will not be flamboyant, rather she will be resourceful. Don't forget, we're talking about why do I have to be creative in my marriage? A creative woman, she cannot be flamboyant. Rather, she will be resourceful. And you're asking me, how do I mean? A creative woman doesn't have to buy all the ashwebis. A creative woman doesn't have to attend all the parties. A creative woman doesn't have to exhaust the whole money. A creative woman is that woman who understands what it means to sow. So, in the marriage, a creative woman would be that woman who is willing to save for tomorrow. So it's very important that for you to be in your marriage as a woman, you have to be creative. A creative woman is also that woman who needs creativity to sustain her marriage. You would ask me, how? How can me being creative, how can it help to sustain my marriage? I tell you, a woman is the strong pillar of the home. It takes a woman, as in it costs her nothing to bring down the house. And the same way it costs her nothing to bring joy to the house. So for a woman who wants, joy, who wants happiness, who wants all the beautiful things that happens in the home to exist and all that, the woman has to be thinking. She has to, be creative in all forms. She also needs to be creative in marriage because of the welfare of the children. Women, one of the things that happens to us, even though we try to take care of ourselves and all that, if you give a woman money, let's say for instance, you give a woman 5,000 naira, the first thing that comes to her head is, what will the children get? What will the husband get? In fact, most times, she becomes the last person she would even remember. Right? So, and I tell you, it's not anything bad. A woman, a creative woman, would, when you give her something, the first thing that comes to her mind is, what can I do? What can I make do with this, with this money? So she's also thinking of the welfare of the children because it is very, very important. Now, do not forget that God called the woman a helpmate. God called the woman the helpmate. And the reason, now I'm thinking loud, the reason is the man has the raw material, but the woman came as a helpmate to turn the raw material into something of value. You would ask me why. A man comes to the house, gives the woman 1,000 naira. The woman takes the 1,000 naira, gets to the market, and you will be shocked that with 1,000 naira, she would make a beautiful soup for the family. Give that same 1,000 naira to a man, he may never come up with anything. And so that's why the woman comes in as the helpmate. So the man has the raw materials, but the woman is who takes that raw material and makes it something of great value. And that can only happen, in the life of a woman who is creative. Another thing is the woman, she's seen as a better manager. And why do I think so? Why do I think so? It is because a woman can save. A woman can save for eternity. Now you may say, but not all women. Hello, I'm talking about a creative lady. I'm talking about a creative lady. A creative lady will save for tomorrow. So the woman is seen as a better manager. Now, how does creativity help to save my home? Okay, I've just told you, she's seen as a weaker vessel, yet she's a strong pillar. She has to be a woman who is not flamboyant and all that. How does all of this, how does it help my marriage? What does it do for me? It does a whole lot. Number one, if the woman is creative, right, in the kitchen, you can be rest assured that the man will be running home. The children will be running home because there's something to go home for. There's a reason to run home. So the woman has to be creative in the kitchen. So it won't be a woman, on Monday we eat egusi, on Tuesday we eat egusi, on Wednesday we eat egusi. Are you aware that I can cook egusi on Monday, cook egusi on Tuesday, and they will taste differently? Because there are several ways to prepare the same soup. Several ways. So a woman has to be creative in the kitchen. You have to be very creative in the kitchen. And a creative woman would also make do with, with vegetables. And you do all sorts with it. Now, number 2, the woman must be able to invent activities that keeps the family together. Yes, you may say, but I don't know how to play ball. Start it. It's called activity. Creativity. Create it. Turn your sitting room into a field. Come up with some games. Come up with some things that will keep the home, alive. That's a woman being creative. Just create something. Just create activity, that keeps the children, happy, that keeps the man happy. Is just all about a woman who is thinking. Now, another thing is the woman who is creative cannot but just be creative in the other room. I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about. The woman has to be creative in the other room. So do not say this is the road that leads to Cameroon and you face that road. There are several other roads. So the woman also needs to be creative in that area. Then in the area of business, I must say to you, no man wants to keep a liability. Every man wants a woman that he can give a lemon and she makes it a lemonade. And a creative woman is that woman who also is not so comfortable with one stream of income. So you give the woman a stream of income, she makes several streams of income from it. How will she do this? She has to be thinking. So there are several things you can do as a woman. And whether you like it or not, like I said earlier, marriage is hard work. So you must not sit down and say, oh, I have done my bit. Oh, no. There's still much to do. There's so much to do. So if the man gives you something, he gives you a lemon, make sure you're not just making lemonade. You are making lemonades. Let me add the S to it. You are making lemonade. So you try to recreate other businesses from the one you have been given. Now, I'll be rounding up from here. And the truth is, a woman who is creative is that woman who will excel in every areas of her life. In her career, she will excel. And I tell you, in marriage, people tend to say, oh, how do they do it? But I will say to you, it's either the woman is being creative or the man is, because it is not only a woman that can be creative, the man also can be creative. But for the point of this topic, we're talking about the woman. So the woman who is creative will do amazing things because she will be thinking constantly on how to make life better. This is where I will stop today until some other time when I have the opportunity to be speaking with you on this topic or some other topic. Again, I want to say thank you to you, Tosin, for having me on this show. And I pray that the Lord will continue to keep our homes, continue to keep our marriages, and He will keep our thinking faculties alive. God bless you until I see you some other time. Goodbye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, yes, it's been a good one having Lilia and Neji around in the studio for the September edition of the Ladies' Court. Wow. I told you when she was going to come into the studio that here she is loaded. And by all she said, you would know, and you can agree with me that she is indeed creative. So I guess you've been able to hold on to something from all that she said. And yes, don't forget being creative. Don't forget that you are special. Don't forget that you're a queen married by a king. I mean, the lady you have been married by a lord. Treat yourself as one. Be creative. If you need to still learn things, go ahead and learn. There is no crime in doing many things. It was then that we used to hear jack of all trades, master of none. But now, if you want to be jack of all trades, please do be one. But be sure of what you are doing. Be a creative lady. Be the creative lady that man is looking for. If you're yet to get married, you can start building yourself now. Lay your hands on things that will help you to enjoy your marriage. And I mean, being creative actually goes a long way to help our marriages. Yes, we need to start knowing this. I mean, somebody who is into, sewing, a seamstress. Yes, she has a way of helping to reduce expenses in the family. When she makes clothes for children, the husband is always happy. Okay, let's say you produce liquid soap. You lay your hands on liquid soap and you make it, and your husband is not spending money on buying liquid soap. Even you are working, but you're not spending your money on buying liquid soap again. You are producing, and you can always be an employer of labor as well if you want to be. Yes, so being creative has a way of helping us in our marriage. We may not be able to exhaust all of these points, but you can always drop comments in the comment section on this video when you watch it. Yes, thank you so much for joining, and don't forget to subscribe if you have not done so. You can follow me on all social media platforms as shown on your screen here. My name is still Tosinfayo, and again I'll see you in October for the October edition of TLC, the ladies' cards. Catch you then, and remain creative. Thank you.